Standing here with Kelly Moore out of Scarborough, Maine, driving the Jordan Lumber 1988 Buick LeSabre. Kelly, welcome back to Jennerstown here. We've only had 2 races here, one in 87, one in 88, and you've won them both. Is this a speedway you've taken a liking to, or is it, how do you appraise that?
Well, you know, the racetrack, we came here last year and adapted the racetrack, I felt, pretty quick. And the car ran real well, and luckily enough, we came back again this year, and the car, you know, ran exceptionally well. And we had a real tough race with Dick McKay, but we ended up beating him out.
Do you plan to stay in the Busch Grand National North Tour, or are there future aspirations for Kelly Moore?
Well, we're just taking it one step at a time right now. Hopefully that, you know, we can move on, but, you know, we're just going to conquer one thing at a time.
How about tonight? You think you can get that pole position again? You've been awful lucky down here.
Well, the last 5 times, we've got 6 poles this year, and 5 of them we've got right in a row. We lost one last weekend by just 3 100ths of a second, but I feel pretty confident tonight. I really feel that we can pull this off, but we're going to tell in about 10 or 15 minutes here.
Well, time trials have started for the B.J. Meyer Ford 150 in the Busch Grand National North Tour. We're going to let Kelly Moore go so he can prepare for time trials. Good luck to you, Kelly.
Thank you. Brian Weber.
Long back straightaway. Here comes Bob Healy. Healy trying the low side on Bessie as they fight it out for 4th and 5th. Stub Fadden looking to the outside of Pete Silva. And now Bob Healy making the move on the inside of Joe Bessie. Healy has that Pontiac 2+2 on the low side of Healy as they're side by side. Paint job to paint job down the long back straightaway. Healy hooked up on the low side. He gets by Bessie and Bob Healy moves up into 4th place. Meanwhile, it continues to be Byrne with the lead into 15. Pete Silva now starting to close in on Jimmy Burns. He's bringing Stub Fadden right with him into 16. Let's see what Bob Healy can do. He has some distance to make up in this 10-lap first qualifying race for the Busch Grand National North Tour. It continues to be a 3-car battle. Stub Fadden still entertaining thoughts of working the high side of this racetrack in the turns. Now Pete Silva's closed in on the back bumper of Burns. Burns looking like he's not able to go into the turns as hard as Pete Silva. Watch Silva when we go into 3. Here comes Stub Fadden as well. Keep your eyes on the red number 1. It looks like he's got it through the turns now. The tire's heating up and it's working for him. Into 1 and 2. That battle continues for the lead. Here comes Pete Silva. He's trying to work the low side of Burns now. On the long back straightaway, Burns able to hold him off, but when we go into the turns, here comes Silva. He tries the low side on the left quarter panel of Burns. He can't quite do it. Meanwhile, Stub Fadden trying to take advantage of the outside. Stub Fadden looks to the outside of Pete Silva. They're wheel to wheel going into that first and second turns. All of a sudden now, Bob Healy coming into it, but Fadden on the move on the outside. Stub Fadden going into 2nd place, but Silva trying to hold him off on the inside. We're still side by side. Now Fadden goes into 2nd and sets his sights on Jimmy Burns into 15. Meanwhile, Bob Healy closes up to Pete Silva right on his back bumper. Healy and Silva almost touching as they work down the long back straightaway now. Question becomes, can Stub Fadden close the gap on Jimmy Burns as we work through 3 and 4? This time around, only 2 laps remaining from starter Jack Freeman. The battle continuing for the top 4 spots. Healy tries the low side on Silva, but Silva closes the door in turn 1. On the back straightaway, Burns still with the lead by 2 car lengths over Stub Fadden. Bob Burnell on the 17 goes into the pits with problems. Burns still holding him off the white flag. 1 more lap to go. Stub Fadden looks to the low pace a bit, and Bob Healy right behind him. Stub Fadden trying to close the gap. Less than a half a lap to go. Coming out of turn 4, it's going to be Jimmy Burns, followed by Fadden. Silva and Healy almost getting Pete Silva as Silva backs off at the line. Joe Bessie coming in at 5th, followed by Ed Ferree.